Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Trade Picker. So today, what's on our agenda? First, we're going to talk about our three potential trade setups for today. Then we're going to discuss what Nifty and Bank Nifty has in store for us. So please stay tuned. Okay, everyone, now let's talk about trade number one. So for trade number one, we have HDFC. So for HDFC, our trade idea is that we're looking to go short below this 1730 region. We're looking to go short here. Now let's understand step by step why we're looking to go short. Okay, so right from March, as soon as the COVID pandemic hit, HDFC had a steep fall, but unlike Nifty, it could not really climb back higher. All it's done is it's moved in this sort of a horizontal price range, and every time it tries to move up, it gets rejected. So every up move is rejected and it sort of sells off. So every time we're seeing it move up, it sells off and it sort of breaks new highs, or it tries to break new highs only by a little bit. So this just shows that there's a lot of selling pressure. So because of the selling pressure, HDFC is unable to move higher. So now what do we see? We see a beautiful sort of a support at 1730. We see that it's tested that region so many times. Most recently, it's tested it on Friday. And I'm just going to clear the charts now so that we can discuss this trade idea much better. So it's had so many so many times it's sort of bounced off 1730. So as soon as we see it break this 1730, we need to see high volume, because all these stops, all the people who entered here expecting HDFC to go up, all the stops should probably get triggered here, creating sort of a squeeze, and it should cause a volume spike and an accelerated move to the downside. So our expectation with HDFC is once it breaks 1730, we wanted to sort of move swiftly lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1500 in HDFC, but that could take a little bit of time. So okay, so for trade number two, we have PBR. So PBR, as you all know, it's in such a business that's still not sort of opened even after the COVID crisis. Most businesses have opened, but PBR currently has no business. It's not even able to sell its expensive food to anyone. So we're not seeing any sort of business. But nevertheless, we've seen a good rally in PBR from the lows. So let's discuss the trade area. Let's not get into all those fundamentals and other aspects. So PBR, of course, we saw steep sell-off, like with most stocks, after or when the COVID crisis hit, and then we've seen it trade in sort of a horizontal range. Okay, we've seen it trade in a horizontal range. Again, it's not able to break highs easily, so we see a very, very similar setup. So every time when we see something climb up like this, sell off, climb back up and break the previous highs only by a little bit. So it's breaking the previous highs only by a little bit, selling off again. Again, we see it make new highs only by a little bit. It's not having that sort of a conviction when it's moving higher. We're seeing it break the highs only by a little bit. That's a bad sign. So we're looking to go short. There's a good sort of a base formed near 1250. We see this sell-off. We see this two red candles preceding this consolidation. I'm going to clear the chart again, zoom in and show it to everyone again. So what we are seeing is we're seeing this sell-off, then we're seeing this consolidation. What we are expecting is there is going to be a break below this 1250 region and a further sell-off. So that is our expectation. Okay, one more interesting fact about HDFC. Okay, so one more interesting aspect about PVR is there is such a high short buildup, and it's also gained OI. So there's a short buildup with PBR, and there are people piling on to take that short. So this could just mean an accelerated move to the downside. So this is one trade everyone should keep on their radar, which is to short PVR below 1250. It's a beautiful setup. Okay, and before we move on to the next chart, I would like to have a tip for everyone whoever is into technical analysis. Whenever you are drawing your charts, make sure that you do not have too many trend lines. Make sure that you do not have, just too many trend lines. Your charts should be as clean as possible. You cannot have hundreds of lines just randomly going from here and there. We cannot do that. Your charts have to be clean. Your ideas have to be simple. Only then will it work in the long term. We want ideas, we want systems, we want processes that work in the long term. So till your charts are not clean, your charts basically represent what's in your mind. So if your mind is clean, your charts will be clean and your ideas will be much easier to take action on. Okay, so this was the tip of the day. Now we're going to move on to a third trade idea,